Now let's talk rasters. Rasters are some of the most easily available data sources that you can find uh, about any site. So here you can see I have incorporated some uh, TIFF tiles from City of Lubbock website. Let's just drag and drop all of this into my map. And as you can see, I immediately have 3 tiles. This takes time to download. I'm not showing how to download. I have shown that before. But here you have essentially 3 tiles. You can see there are 3 bands for each of these. But if you go to your raster layer over here and select one for now, here you can start to see band combination, and here you can see natural color, and then you can see color infrared. If this is available, you'll know that this data has infrared, which is very essential for some of the most important image analysis. So if you click over here, you can see natural color is red, green, and blue, and here color infrared is 4, 1, and 2. So different bands will mean different colors, but essentially when we will be working with infrared, at least for City of Lubbock, our infrared band will be 4 and our natural bands will be 3. Just keep that in mind, and we'll talk about that in episode 2 a lot more. But we can perform some basic tasks with whatever we have in terms of rasters. So let's start with the one of the most common function that you can have, which is mosaic. So if you go to imagery right here, you'll find most of your raster functions over here, almost all of your raster functions over here. So let's click on raster functions, and you see a new nice window will pop up. So let's search for mosaic. So you have mosaic rasters over here. So let's click on that, and it asks for which rasters should it include for mosaic. Before I do anything, let's just turn my band combination to natural color for this guy, and let's include all 3 of the tiles. So you can see I have 3 tiles. So that's my first tile, this is second, and this is third. So let's try to combine all of these into one layer so that we have a little more freedom. So let's include all of this one by one. That's just drag and drop and selecting whatever raster I want to. And now here are some operations. For now, I'll select blend because I want all of these to blend seamlessly. But if you wanted to kind of incorporate some very specific files, such as, for example, DEMs, minimum, for example, will compare the overlapping pixel and keeps the smallest one. Then maximum will do just the opposite. It will keep the largest one. Last will mean whichever raster is lowest in the mosaic order becomes the dominant in overlapping areas, and opposite for the first one. If one raster is placed above the other, the overlapping area will always use the top one. And then also you have blend, in our case, which will create overlapping pixels by applying weighted averaging based on distance from raster edges. So that's a lot. Let's just use blend for now. And let's just create a new layer. It's pretty simple. So whenever you're trying to incorporate incorporate basic imagery, use blend. If you're trying to incorporate DEMs, try either minimum, maximum. That might work for you. But blend in most of the cases work pretty well. So here you can see it created a new layer over here, which is mosaic rasters. So one cool thing you can do is you can swipe with any raster layer. So here if I press swipe and just press drag this slider up or down, you can see the comparison between what was there and what's new. So if I release, you can see the new. If I push it down, you can see the upper version is the older raster that I imported, and a slightly darker version is the newer one. It created that new color to kind of blend seamlessly with the other tiles. As I said before, it's creating a colored average. So that's why it has changed a little, but your data has not changed. It just averaged all the data into a new data set, which is this guy. So let's turn all this off, and to remove confusion, let's create a folder group, layer group, and let's name these imported rasters for now, just to keep things organized. And now let's turn these off. Let's group all those. So I have rasters. What can I do with this? So the last thing that I will show in this video is how to clip a raster with a polygon. So let's say I have my site within like somewhere of this lakeshore and boundary. So let's try to create a new feature class. To do that, you'll go to database and then right click on your default database if you want to create your new shape over there, and then you'll create a new feature class. In this case, I want to create a new boundary. So let's name it site boundary, BNDY, and alias can be site boundary. And because this is a boundary, obviously this is going to be polygon. I'll not change anything. Here, if I hit next, you can see I have fields. So in my fields, I can add new field where I can incorporate different data. But for a site boundary, I don't need different data. So I'll just hit finish, but I can keep going and change the GCS, geographic coordinate system. I won't do that for this either. This all looks fine for me, so I'll just hit finish. I'll not do much. Maybe in the future I'll create one more tutorial on like how you can create effective feature classes, but for a site boundary you don't need much, you just need the outline. So here I have the site boundary. Now if you like start to draw it, this is going to be a solid yellow fill, which doesn't help us much. So let's click on this to open up its symbology, and let's create a thin black outline. So now you can see that has changed. Now I can draw like a line and it will be a line instead of a solid fill. Now let's go to edit. Let's go to create. As soon as I hit create, you can see it pops up the layers where I can create feature classes on. In this file, it's only this, the side boundary layer. So I'll click on this and I'm happy with polygon. But if I wanted to create any specific shape, I'll click on those. But for now, polygon is fine. And now let's say I want to create a polygon within this. So let's speed this part up. And now I'm done with drawing. So let's click on this tick mark. Now I have a nice little polygon. Let's say that's my site. Now I might want to clip the whole raster with this. I might not want the whole raster to like drag me down, because this polygon is combining two of the tiles. So that's why I incorporated all the tiles first, and then now I'm clipping the mosaic. To do so, let's go to imagery. Before I go to imagery, always after you have drawn something, hit save in the edits, because hitting save in just the default save won't save your feature class. So now after we have saved, let's go to imagery, and now let's go to raster function, and now let's search for clip. So here I have the clip raster function. My raster layer would be the mosaic raster, and clipping would be outside, and clipping geometry in my case would be the side boundary. Also, I want to use input feature as clipping geometry, because if I don't, it will just create an approximated rectangle. So I want this line to be exact. So let's just click on this, and now let's create a new layer. So now I have a clip mosaic raster. If I turn my mosaic rasters off, you can see that I have a perfect site outline. So that's how you can import mosaic and then clip a raster. Very easy.